everyone! Welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, make sure to subscribe for more content like this. And in today's video, we're going to be talking about the Korean beauty standards. Yeah, no, we aren't. We're gonna be talking about street casting. I don't know why that came out of my mouth, but that's another video, guys. And so, a while back ago, I asked you guys on my community post if you guys had any questions about that. So, this is the video for that. I know it's been taking a while, but I just wanted to make sure that I have the best responses. So, I feel like I have to first explain the time that I got street casted, but that will be uploaded on my podcast, so I'll link it down below if you are interested in my personal story time. But I'm going to be answering your questions about just generally street casting. By the way, the outfit that I'm wearing right now is from Rinsta. Maybe we'll do a haul at the end, we'll see, I don't know. So the three kinds of street casting and the results of street casting would be: number one, join the company and then become a trainee. So this is very unlikely that you just get street casted and then you're immediately trainee. Usually does not happen like that. And then the second way is they'll tell you to come to a private audition. So this is a little bit more common. They just see you on the street and they're like, we'd like to see you for a private audition. A little more common than the first way, but the third way is most likely to be they just invite you to a public audition and then you follow the normal process of normal K-pop auditions. So these three ways kind of follow from least common to most common. So the first question is, how do you get street casted? So generally, there are different ways that you can get street casted, but the most common way is you're literally just walking outside wherever, it could be inside, outdoors, and a staff member sees you from the company, and then they approach you and they're like, oh, we're from blah blah entertainment, or sometimes they don't even tell you which entertainment they're from, and then they just ask you to join an audition or give you the address of the company so that you can go there, or the time. Another way is they go to dance academies or dance performances to specifically scout for talented people. So this is a little less about visuals and more about your own talent. So the first way is more so about visuals, because honestly, what more could they see when you're just walking down the street? I guess your visual and then your height, I guess. Otherwise, they really can't see anything else. And then the last way is a little bit more common these days because there's a pandemic going on and there aren't a lot of staff members that are just kind of walking outdoors, as well as people too. So they might scout you or street cast you on street cast you on Instagram or any social media pages where they see you're dancing and they're like, oh, this person's kind of good. Maybe we'll DM them to see if they are interested in auditioning for our company. So that's the last way, a little bit more uncommon, I guess. Street casting used to be a huge thing before COVID, and you see a lot of idols who are previously scouted and joined the company through street casting, and in the most odd ways too. I'm sure you've heard of all kind of stories, like literally just being chased to, being scouted at a concert and things like that. And the next question is, if you were street casted, would you have a higher chance of becoming a trainee or later becoming an idol? And the answer to that is no, not really, because if you are invited to a public audition, let's just take the most common scenario, then they won't really know if you're there from scouting, if you yourself just decided to join that audition. It's really just everyone's the same. And especially when you join as a trainee, again, everyone is treated the same, so it doesn't really matter if you're street casted or if you decided to join an audition yourself. The next question is, are people only scouted for their visuals? So if you're talking about randomly just scouted through the street, then yeah, only visuals, like I said. But if you are scouted through like an academy or a performance, there is some input of your own talent rather than just your visuals. And if we're talking about the online thing, yeah, they could honestly just scout you for your visuals if you've never uploaded a dancing or singing video in your lifetime ever, which is also fine because that could also be left as your digital footprint later on. So both ways really work, but more so visuals if you're talking about it in the more traditional way, because being scouted on the street itself, like its name, is more common. And the next question is street casting random, or do they have a particular time when the staff goes out for scouting? Yeah, it's honestly totally random. You never know where they'll be, what time they'll be, probably out when the sun's out because, not in the dark, but otherwise there isn't really like a particular time. And even if there were, it really would differ from company to company. And the next question is, do foreigners or tourists get scouted as well? And this is definitely yes, maybe not within Korea, but they often do travel to other companies to scout people too, especially when they're holding auditions. Like right now, Hybe is doing an audition in LA, so they might be scouting there as well. So if you see a lot of idols that were street casted, that might be the reason. I mean, SM does too, but I feel like JYP has a significant amount of more like street casters, I guess. And this isn't just within Korea, but also in different countries too. So like Mina from Twice, she was scouted in Japan. So these scouters specifically went to Japan to look for people. And I feel like a more recent example would be Source Music. They specifically stated that they went all over the world trying to look for a new member, and they went to Netherlands and found this girl. So we'll see. I mean, they haven't debuted yet, so we don't know. Last example, I'm done with examples. For JYP, they went to Canada to scout people as well. So An Hyo-seop, I don't know if you guys know that person, but he's the main lead of Business Proposal. He used to be a JYP trainee. And before he was a trainee, he lived in Canada, and he was scouted there as well. So yeah, they really do travel all over the world, but like I said, this is before COVID, so we really have to see how it is these days. But I'm sure they do still scout, just a little less often because there are less scouters that are traveling the world. And the next question is, how do you know if a street caster is a scammer or a real actual scouter from a company? And that's the thing, you really do not know. Especially if you hear some scouting stories from SM, they don't tell you that they're from SM until you actually join the audition. So when they approach you, you don't know where they're from, you don't know if they're a scammer, and they really do give off scammer vibes, is what a lot of idols said, which is quite amusing. So as long as they don't ask for money and they're not too sketchy, you should be fine. But you really don't know. I mentioned in my story time of how my family and I thought that my scouter was a scammer, and that's why we didn't really do anything about it. A lot of these questions I've already answered through other questions. So the last one is street casting only for actors and models and not singers and dancers? No, it can really be for anything as long as you have visuals, I guess. And even if you don't have visuals, like I said, you could be scouted through a performance, or literally like street dancing, you could still be scouted for that. I've heard some scenarios where that happens as well. So no, it is not just for acting and modeling, but it can also apply in the K-pop industry as well. Honestly, I've seen less scenarios where actors and models are scouted on the streets rather than idols, which is quite interesting. But anyway, that is it for the Q&A session. I hope it helped you guys. So if you want to hear my story time, go check that out as well. I'll leave it in the link down below. And now let's do a mini haul of what I got from Rinsta. I realized that I wasn't even showing the entire outfit, but this is what it looks like. It has this almost lettuce edge trim vibe. Next, I got this top. It is slightly big for me, but I don't know. As soon as I saw this, I thought of Kepler's Watata. Like, isn't it the purple plaid vibes? It gives that vibe. Maybe I'll wear it in future dance covers. What's genuinely so upsetting is that these pants are too big for me, and it has these ruched here, and I thought that was unique. And then I got these pants in the same size, so they don't fit as well, but they are similar. Oh my god. They're similar in a sense that they're kind of ruched at the bottom, but they are way too long for me, and especially the waist as well. Anyway, next I got this pretty unique top, and it has this ruching in the middle as well, and it just has this blue tie-dye vibe. Next, I got another top, and it is slightly big for me, which is why I'm literally hiding myself, but this is what it looks like. It's so unfortunate because the top itself is so cute, but it's too big. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye! Make sure to check out Rinsta because their clothing is pretty good if you just size down a little bit. Bye! This is a terrible ending.